Hello everybody, welcome back uh, to another session of trying to do this challenge, coding challenge. So I was actually hoping to be able to do something off recording, off screen, but I didn't really have time for it. So yeah. Instead, we left off exactly where I was. I did think about it. And so where is my main logic? Let me see. It was here player, yes player, when I say world, when I say world.run, can I click on it? No, yes I can. Okay, run, this is a game loop. My agent counts, that does not really matter, and then here just take turn, yes, and this is where I actually do my turn. Okay, and so this is what we have now. I have agent find closest location of the cover locations, and then I say find the closest agent, and then that's the one I'm actually going to shoot. This, no way, not doing that anymore. Apparently this is also not really requires a space in between. Yes, okay, remove it. I'm not going to do it anymore because it's not optimal. Instead, what I want to do, I want to have something like map dot find or get adjacent tiles. I say agent dot location. Why is this important? Because, well, I mean, like if you're on an edge of a map, then you can't go back. If you're on the corner, yeah, you can't go up, maybe you can't go down, you can't go to the right. So just get the list of locations. And this actually is not just locations, this is possible move locations. And I guess I should add no, I'm going to do it the other way around, so I can return an immutable list in case I need to. Although I probably won't need to return an immutable list. List location. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I will do something like this. Final list location. Which Java version can I do var? Final var move, yeah, move locations var agent locations. List location, and then I say agent location add agent location, because of course I can just decide to stay where I am, and then I say agent locations add map get adjacent locations. So the reason why I added the map to give me the adjacent locations is because on the location its own can't decide how wide or how high a map is, so you don't know whether you can go there. So now when we have all agent locations done, I actually want to say map dot get coverage. Well, I probably want to have a get coverage on a location, but I think to be simple, I will say final location move to location because map dot get location or get best covered location from my agent locations, and I assume I will have to give the enemy active agents as well, because I mean coverage is relative. And then I want final agent type agent equals map dot get best target from agent, no, for my agents, not agent, and then the active agents. The only problem, doesn't matter. Yes, because you have agents who do different things. So then, then I actually have to do my agent. I have actually be able to do something like this. I really simulate moving there, shooting. Okay. And here I have the move to location. So first agent, that's an easy one. Agent can also pass. Public void move to location. I'm pretty sure I made it. The location is final. Yeah, and I use my then I'm just gonna say move to and say at location. Why? Because then I can return a new location, cooldown, splash, bombs, weapons. So then I can keep my immutability. And I call this final agent, future agent, because he then becomes in the future. Okay, my agent being in the future, well, after moving to, of course. I really wonder how they actually implement it. Like, I mean, like, now I say first move to, and then I say shoot. But what if an enemy just says shoot? Does he shoot while I'm moving? It's a weird implementation how this is done, or a very weird system. Or does it have to be in order? You cannot shoot first and then move. I assume. There will be a fixed order. So weird. Okay. So what do we have? We have get best covered location. Get not covered target. Yeah, that's. I will keep those methods, but I'm not sure if I will use them. Like location, get best covered location. In the future, we probably want to move changes from get best covered location to like get best, just get best location. And then we probably want to do something like, okay, how much coverage does it offer? How much can we, like, how much can we be shot at? So, well, I guess it's the same. So how much? So not just yeah. So how much coverage does it offer us? But also how much can we actually shoot at other people? I guess that doesn't really matter too much. If you can shoot at one, that would be the best. But it might also be like related to distance to the rest, and there might be a heuristic. You know, you might just say like a heuristic, okay, what is the best option to do? But then we come into this graph expansion system, agent locations. Yeah, yes, because this was a list of locations. So actually, this part you can also just extract. instead of get best covered location, you could say public location get best location, and this actually already becomes kind of your heuristic without the actual agent source. Apparently I've used before. Final list agent targets. So anyway, what was I saying is that if I now move all of this kinda to here, then what this method will actually simply do is it will give me the best location, and how it does that and what it means to be the best location is then embedded here. Of course, if I'm not going to move, then it will say move to that location, but I guess it won't matter. It makes yeah, well, no, I guess we still need a future agent. And that's something that you can do in a graph. If you would have a graph, you would have a node. You have a node, and then it says, okay, move. And then you have all your move operations. And then after you move operation, you can say, okay, now we're going to shoot operations. And then you can start scoring it, as in like, okay, how well is this? How well is this? And then you can have a certain depth that you're going to do. Because like, even after moving, you can shoot multiple people. And then you can say, okay, what if I shoot this while I deal so much damage? So that's my score. I still have so much health because so much I score. And you can take into account how close am I to other people, and like you can assume that everybody will shoot you or something, which is very negative, of course, but it doesn't have to be very bad. That's okay. If everybody shoots me, then what? Okay, then and then you can build a bit of a heuristic, and that's how you can do scoring. You can do, for instance, depth of 2, 3, 4. And you can actually start moving ahead as well instead of just taking one turn. You can say, well, let's look 3 or 4 turns in advance, and also moving to best location instead of just saying like, well, this is the location that's best for covering me. It's also like, no, how much damage can I do to other people? So not just, and so you can really take everything into account then and start scoring, and then you can actually say like, okay, this is my optimal thingy for in 5 turns. Of course, you need to know that, and you also have to say like, oh, I moved to a location, you assume everybody's going to shoot you. If you're dead, you're dead. It's a dead end track, period. So I mean, then of course you have to take the whole world into account, because if you shoot an agent and that agent's gonna die, of course he will also be gone. So next turn you can't shoot that agent again, and that's yeah. But it doesn't matter. Move to location becomes the map.get best location for my agent with all my enemy active targets. And so why would you be able to do these two together? Because they actually now have the exact same they have the exact same enemy agents in this. And they have the exact same signature. So this I don't need anymore. Agent of location, agent of source, and source. Get best location is yeah, maybe I'm gonna keep that as is, just as a reminder. Well, I guess this I can return this here with a very small methods, or I can expand it here, and I'll see. This is a private list location. Get JC tiles. I really hope the Java version. The annoying thing is you can't see which Java version I'm actually running, so I hope the Java version is new enough that I can use the var keyword. Location, there is location dot x. Yes. Larger than 0. Location dot add new location of location dot x minus 1 location dot y. See, and this is also something that I might want to extract. Now I have a distance from one location to another. I could also say I have a public location that says left, public location right, public location up, down. I'm just thinking whether this makes sense when I say location, not left. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. This is x minus 1. Right is x plus 1. Up is y minus 1. Because can I see it when I hover here? No. That's y plus 1. Okay, so the location itself is not aware of negative or positive and how far it can go. None of that matters to the location itself. It's just a location. That's why we have to do this here. This checks here, and then I can say location left. Else if no, not else if location.x is smaller than map. How do I know what my width is? I do read in. Oh, where is map? Where is map? This is not even map. Okay, this has to move. Where is map? Where is my map? Is this my map? Yes, no, that's my agent. Where is my map? I will just click and bam, there we are, map. Map has tiles. Maybe I want to keep, maybe not final even. Another option, of course, would be for, because now I keep track of my agents separately, I could just really simulate everything, like with tiles, like this is an obstacle, this is an agent, and then move it, and then really move. So instead of having tile types, this is no cover, low cover, high cover, I could, instead of just no cover, call this empty, then I have low cover, high cover, and then I can say agents, and I can just say my agent, enemy agent. That can also be the same. Or I can really create objects out of it, and then I can say you have an object that says cover, which then either represents high or low. And then you have an agent, and we already have an object for agent, which can extend that type. And these are all options you can do, but since this will probably be like a sparse array and just looking, and you don't have to do things for any other object except for agents, it makes more sense to keep agents in a separate list and simply do it as I'm doing it now, at least for now. So get adjacent tiles. This one, get adjacent tiles map. I'm going to keep track of height and width. Why? Yes, it is implicit there in tiles, but it's a bit annoying. Because then I would always have to go check exactly. Then I would always have to go check, give me the first x index to get my height, and then I can get the size of it, and it's just easier. X is the width. Is that including or excluding? That's excluding. Okay, so if I am at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. If you're at 11, then you have, well, 0 to 11, so it's width of 12. So if you are smaller than width, but it could be you're at 11 because width is 12. So with -1, and then I say location dot at location dot right if location dot y is larger than 0, location dot at location dot up if location dot y, yes, is smaller than or than height -1, then it's location dot at location dot down, and here is return locations. Okay, first step taken done. That's all. That's done. At all edges. Okay, and then now finding the best. This is targets. What else is failing here? Get best target. That's also select to add. Get best covered locations from a set of locations. So I have private location get best covered location. Well, no, I don't have to do that in here. Let's just type in here. So for final location of agent locations. Then what? I think I should also move this method. I'll get not covered target, get protection rate. Yeah, that's something what I want. Get protection rate. Well, yeah, from a location. Okay, I'm gonna do it a bit different from what I've done there. And I'm gonna do a private get protection rate final location final list agent enemies. And it typically helps to just, when you do this, just go for the easiest case first, which is just a single enemy. So it's very simple. If you're at location, your enemy is this. Enemy, how the hell do I write enemy? Yeah, that's better. So what's the case? First of all, you have to get the difference between your location and the enemy. So I first have to say is in the boolean. Now I'm gonna do int x diff equals location dot x minus enemy dot location dot x int final int y diff equals location dot y minus enemy location dot y. Why is this? Because I can now easily say if x diff is larger than 0, well, and technically it has to be larger than 1. In worst case, I'm just going to return 0, no protection. And so now, where are you? So if I am located here, this is my location, and my enemy, well, let's say I am the enemy, for instance. I am here, and the enemy is 11, 0. If I'm at 10, 0, my xdiff is I am 11, his location is 10, 11 minus 10 is 1. So we're right next to each other, then I have to go, then I don't even have to check for protection in the middle or not. And technically I can even do 2 if less than 2 cells between us, protection doesn't apply. Which I mean is like if I'm at 11, or I'm at 11, he's at 9, 11, then 9, then you say 11 minus 9 is 2, but even if there is protection, it doesn't count. You are not protected by it. In the case where a shot can be affected by 2 covers, only the highest one counts. Okay, well, so technically that's wrong what I'm doing here. No, I should do 1 because it's, if you see, if he's here, an agent orthogonally adjacent to the left side of a low cover, shooting this agent from a green tile will result in damage reduction. So I am protected if he's here, here, or here, but not if he's here. Okay. And not if he's here either. No, so this here I am not protected. Here I am protected. Here I'm not protected. So that's what I'm doing as well. So xdiff, if I am, well, so protection can apply for less than 2 cells because he could, for instance, be here, which is also 2 cell difference. So that's fine. So larger than 2, and y diff but this now has to be the absolute, because it can be up and down, and this has to be smaller than 1. So again here, if actually this can also be I'm going to do it the other way around. If math is less than 2, so if I'm here and he's here, or whether I'm here and he's there, it doesn't matter. No, wait, no, I can't do this. I want to check for enemy left of my location. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so first is the enemy left of my location, enemy right of my location, enemy above me, left of me, right of me, and me again, type it properly, and enemy below me. So that's first I want to figure out. Is he left of me? And that's what I'm saying. Xdiff is larger than 2. Actually, I can say larger than 1. I'm going to do larger than 1. Then the enemy is left of me. Enemy right of me is if x diff is smaller than -1. Again, if we're -1, that means my location would be 9 or 10. No, 9. Because if I'm 10, 11, well, 10 minus 11 is -1, so we're adjacent. don't care. There has to be at least one space in between. I could probably extract all of this with saying like with different methods. But for the time being, I'm just gonna write as is because why? Why? Because it is easier. So if the enemy is left of me, I'm him. The enemy is standing here. Then if x diff is, the thing is he can be left of me and below me, and then of course the below protection can still apply. So I can't return. So I say here final double protection equals 0.0, and then protection, and then here it is return protection. This is also wrong. Yes, protection. So if x diff is, let's double check again here. So my x diff is already larger than 1. So that means there is at least one cell between us. Then the enemy is left of me with one cell in between. So I have to check. Should I not just check that there actually is a protection? It's a bit stupid because I mean, like, an enemy can be very far. I mean, like, if I'm standing here, I could be like, oh yeah, all doing all these checks, and oh yeah, he's there, he's not there, and well, I don't think it matters the order of enemies left of me. So I'll take my location left. I'll take the left location, and then I will see cover location. If tile, wait a second, but can it be? What if there is a, do I get protection if there is one that is like on my corner? Each time on some position. Orthogonally adjacent to it. Orthogonally adjacent. I think that does not include corners, but I am not 100%. Orthogonal. I think you have to be, yes, I think it has to be. Rood recht met, yeah, okay, yes, indeed, it is 90 degrees. So, an agent orthogonally adjacent to the left side of a low cover. Shooting this agent from a green, okay, so he's orthogonally next to it. Why? Because he's right next to it. So if I would be here, I would not be orthogonal left to it. So indeed, I can only check left. I should have to check left. Where was I? Here. If so, enemy is on the left of me, so I'm standing here. Here's my enemy. I check to my left. If tiles, what did I call it? If tiles, yes. Location dot x is no. Actually, I don't even need to do that because every tile has a tile type. No cover, cover, high cover. And in this case, actually, it would be easier to just be able to make a class out of it. Oh, it's an enum, is it not? Of course it's an enum. So I can just say private double coverage. And here I can say 0.0. Here I can say 0.5. And here I can say 0.75. Now the thing I need to do is I have to say this is private dot type double coverage. And for sake of simplicity, I'm actually not going to make it private. I'm just going to make it default. This is final though. It's an enum, you can't change it. And so the thing now is, I can just take this type. I know there is a tile, so I say just say dot coverage. Why is it not working? Okay, Java does not know multi-dimensional arrays in that sense as thingy. And then I can say protection equals math.max of protection and this one. Not quite though, because the protection may not apply. So I first, so I guess that's cover. Nah, maybe cover location. That's okay. So the question is whether this or not will apply. Are we covered from the left? Because I mean, just because he's on my left doesn't mean that the coverage actually applies. He has to be 2 to my left or 2 above me. What? Shooting this agent from a green tile will result in reduction. My question is really, does it also apply in longer? From longer distances? I would assume so. So then I say if xdiff applies equals xdiff equals xdiff is larger than 2 if it's further than 2 away, 1, 2, so he's here or further, or y diff is dot abs y diff is larger than 2, or he is, no, it has to be 1, this one I think, because 1 if he is standing at, I can see it, where's my location, 0, 1, that's not very good. This is 11, 1. If he would be standing here, I am not safe, but that's because, yeah, can I pause this? I'm standing here, he is standing here, of course, and it doesn't apply because xdiff is, in this case, xdiff actually is 1, yeah, not bigger than 1, so here is bigger than 1, but not bigger than 2, because this is 2. Math.abs y diff, this is 0, I'm at 1, 1 minus 0 is 1, so it is not larger, yes, larger than 1, I have to be, yes, okay. So if y diff is larger than or, then I will take the cover location, I will take the location of my left into account. And this is something I would normally typically definitely write unit tests for these cases. So I would put the thing in a position of say, in this case, I should be able to get so much protection and whatever. In that case, that's also why you typically want to make sure that this method, or some of one method at least, actually is very easily testable. So you may want to split it up into separate classes, even more classes, to actually, I mean, you might even split this off into some kind of, not visitor pattern, but like into a separate algorithm class that can take the map and all the information and then calculate it for you, because then your algorithm becomes more easier to test. Now, for instance, all of this is private, so I would have to actually go through the get best location of my agent and targets, which is already very difficult because I can't test this single case separately very easily. We covered from the right, and here I have to definitely do white. Yes, well, get protection rate. Yes, no, I only care about how much protection because I know exactly which location it is, because if I'm standing at that location, it's my protection rate. Yes, 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 okay. I've covered from the right. If xdiff is less than -2, then I assume y diff is the exact same. And then we can copy this entire block. And we can say he's above me. Which one space in between? Above me means it's a y diff. Y diff larger than 1. I take mine, which is 0, 1. If he is 0 and I am 1, 1 minus 0 is 1. So if I am here on 0, 1, 2, 3, if I'm 3, he's at 1, 3 minus 1 is 2. So yes, y diff is larger than 2. This is y diff larger than 2, or math.abs xdiff. This is above or top, how many limits? Up. And then here, and this is something that's very easy to make mistakes with. In that sense, I mean, like I could easily have accidentally swapped something, like taken the wrong protection location and whatnot. Well, okay, so this is my protection rate. Then I want to do it for all. So I want to do final. No, I don't want to do. I just want to do enemies.stream map get protection rate. Well, I have to do this. Of location and enemy. And I do a reduce of boolean sum, not boolean, it's a double. And this is return. This is wrong. Or else, well, no, I mean, reduce should return 0. I think I just have to provide a start value. Is the other way around, the identity. I could do, I'm not sure if double actually has a 0. It would be a bit silly to write this. Then you can actually just write this. I don't need a combiner. There, so now it is always a double. Okay, get protection rate, so if there's nothing it will be 0. This if there are no enemies, which is a bit weird, so there should always be enemies, but whatever. So now this should give me a total protection rate from all enemies. This might not be as efficient because, as I said, enemies that are very far away count equally as the one that are close by. So okay, for location, agent location. Again, here I do a double max protection rate. I start off at 0, and I say location max protection location equals. I'm actually going to do source of location, so I always have a default location. My default location would be to not move. In case all of them offer me 0 protection, I'm not going to move. Then what do? I do agent location. I do get coverage, get protection rates. It's a bit weird, I call it protection and not coverage. Okay, get protection rate of location and enemies. Final double protection, and then I say if protection is larger than max protection rate, then max protection rate equals protection and max protection location equals agent location. And then here at the end I say return max protection location. Now I just have to figure out why this is not working. Get protection rate, this is agent location, and enemies is targets. Why is that not correct? Targets, yes, no, yes, yes, okay. That was the first part. That is the best location. And then I move to my best location. And then I say, give me my best target. Maybe just to see whether that actually already works. Oh yeah, I should just say like before, final agent target agent equals agent dot get like closest. So is it finds closest agent enemy active agents. And so now normally we should see that my agents should move to the best covering location. Ah, yes, that seems to be correct. Let's play again just to see if there is another fluke. Okay, and then the question is, I move here. Yeah, no, don't show me this. I have to shoot him. Why? Because he's not covered. And I have to shoot him because he's not covered. So this is correct. This is not correct. Why? Because, yeah, now I basically shoot the one that's closest to me when I was standing there, and is a Manhattan location. So basically they're both equally close to me. So, but okay, so this seems to be working. So next step is indeed to say the best target. And we approach it in the same way. Where's my map? Public agent get best target final agent source final list agent targets. And this is actually very interesting because we can actually reuse what we have written here. That's why I'm going to put it above it. I typically also put my private methods lower. And why is that? Well, because at the moment, I'm not going to take into account distance. I'm not going to take into account damage. I'm not going to take anything into account. I'm just going to take into account location. So what can I do? I can say, well, for final agent target of targets, I can say get protection rate at target.location from my source. So instead of now asking my code, how much protection do I get at this location from all other enemies, I'm just going to say, well, let's assume I'm here. How much protection is he going to get from me? So in this case, I have to say double min protection rate equals double dot max, because I always have to start the max value then. Max value, why are you not working? And I say double agent, double, no, I say agent min protection agent equals null, I guess. I don't really have one. But yeah, the protection rate should be always less, so final protection rate equals final. Yeah, it can be final. More important, it has to be double. I might have forgotten to do certain other things final. I typically do check for it though, but okay. So if protection rate is smaller than min protection rate, for the first one, this should always be the case, but you never know, because if a bug in your system, you might give a value that's like none, or, well, you can't really be, well, you could return the exact same value, so the max value, but yeah. Min protection rate equals protection rate, and I say min protection agent equals target. And this should be enough to fully implement it by just reusing the exact same logic. But since it was written in a generic situation where you say like, okay, it's just based on location and an agent, I can reuse it in both cases, in both directions. So how much protection do I get and how much protection do I give? But there seems to be something wrong. because he is shooting that one. Why are you shooting that one, not this one? Okay, so he did move to the correct location, so I am going to debug, get this location. Where was my get adjacent tiles? Get best target. Okay, I'm gonna move this one up as well. Why can I not copy paste? What? Excuse me, editor. I cannot cut anymore. I can enter. Okay, weird. Okay, here we are. So I am going to system dot error that it tells me to use for debugging. I think it typically does. Because you don't have a debug. You have f.print line. What am I going to print? I'm going to print finding best target for agent plus source dot id. And then here I will say system.print line best target plus target.id plus has protection of plus protection rate. Okay, play. Now we will see. Oh yeah, of course, he's shooting that one now because that one doesn't have the protection. Finding best target for agent 1. It's a bit annoying that the screen comes up. I would prefer to not have the screen, you know. Okay, agent 1, he's gonna shoot agent 4. This is just... But so finding best target for agent 1, that's okay. He shoots the correct one. Target 3, which is 3. 3, 4, 6, 5. So it says 3 has 0.7, 4 has 0.0, 5 has 0.0, 6 has 0.0. Okay, correct. What does it also say? Optimal range 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I assume it's orthogonal distance, so I guess I should take the distance already into account. And that's fine. Finding best target for agent 2. This is my agent 2. Target 3 has a protection of 0. That's kind of correct. You can shoot him with protection of 0. Target 4 has a protection of 0. That's also true. Target 5 has protection of 0, 75. And target 6 has protection of 0. So I assume he is actually going to shoot agent 3 because that's the first one that has a protection rate of 0. But so, okay. I think, let's see if I can see, maybe on the forums I can find the rules. Read for posting summer change 25. I was hoping to find the actual damage rules again. What is back? I hope I can find it somewhere because then I can incorporate it into my calculation. Why is the back not working? Okay. Nope. Leaderboard one. Oh, I definitely hope it actually saves it. Get this target. I think it did. History. 7 days ago. That's not interesting. Settings. No. You know, it would really be helpful if you actually could see the full explanation of the game, the full thingy of the game. Okay, Codin Game Challenge Summer 2025. Damage. Probably on the forums there will be something. No. I think somewhere on the forum it should say it, but yeah, good luck finding it. Can I get a full description of it? Maybe just down here. How would you explain the two green shields on the bottom left? The bottom left, these two, they would be covered by this. How would that not be? Oh, okay, so apparently here's another person who, as me, apparently foolishly thought you need to extend infinitely on the right. Right? But two up and down. Apparently it's not. You should shoot one of the two enemies that has the least front cover. Front means that are facing you. The covers are not in a cone. They extend infinitely in the same. No, this one is not in high cover because it's not only adjacent. Yes, to it. Okay, so these are people who just misunderstand the rules. Probably I also misunderstand it because as they're not very, very clear. Okay, but so I can't figure out how much damage you do. Can I go back to... Can I go back to... No, damn, I should have written it down. I should have done something with it. Now I don't know anymore. Okay. Okay, so private double. No, I think it's an int. Is it an int? Is damage always an int, or can it also be a double? That's the question, right? He has witness of 3. Play my code. Yeah, my code won't play because of course there is a compile error now in it. Yeah, play my code now. And then I immediately want to pause because I want to know. Took damage plus 25 witness. I think it always is an integer. Again, that's not being said here. 50%, 75% protection. Can this be a double? Can this be an integer? I don't know. I'm just going to do an integer. Get damage. Final location. Final agents. Is it, wait, get protection, get damage taken. So get damage taken. I'm gonna move this down. Means what do I have to do? I have to say get protection rate at location from my enemy. So this I'm gonna call my enemy. Final double protection. Then I say final double damage equals enemy dot. Do they always deal the exact same amount of damage? Optimal range is different. Ah, yes. Agent with an optimal range and a soaking power. They have a soaking power? Yes, they have soaking power. Okay, soaking. I don't keep track of my soaking power. What the hell is my soaking power? I thought I already put everything in my agent. Agent info. That has to be in the agent info, right? Yes. Yes. Where's my agent info? Where do I read agent info? Optimal range, soaking power, yes. Splash bombs. Then how? Splash bombs because how many you have still available. Splash bombs, how much you start off? Oh no. Number of splash bombs this can throw this game. I would assume it's all for splash bombs. Oh, that's really weird. So how do I get my agent info then? Agent info. I don't even keep track. Oh no, my agents add my agents, enemy agents. I have a my agents and I have an enemy agent. I give it to the world, and the world has it. My agents. Actually, this would make more sense to make it. This is gonna be painful. This is gonna be ugly. Private static. No, I shouldn't make it static. The problem is that now with the map, I need access to agent info. I have agent. You know what? I'm gonna give an agent access to his own info. That makes most sense. Where's my agent? My agents. Enemy agents. World, yes, okay. My agents, enemy agents. Where do I read in my active agents at agent? Doesn't even matter. I mean, like, I do so much effort to agent info is player my ID. Ah, yes. I already, yeah, so I avoid passing in my ID because my ID will not be passed along again with me. Yeah, no, I think that's still better. So I create an agent. My agents. Find. It's a bit nasty. Find first. This is an optional then. Optional agent info. If my agent info dot present. Also not how I would typically prefer to do. And then I have to copy paste this very ugly. And then I have to stream over enemy agents info and the enemy agents or stream if enemy, and I say enemy agent against enemy active agents, no? My active agents. Is present, of course. My enemy, no, just enemy agents, enemy active agents. Okay, so the only thing I have to change now is in agents. Agent that keeps track of a final agent info. And I be public, can't be final, of course, because I don't do it in the constructor. Well, I am gonna make it final, and I am gonna put it in the goddamn constructor. This.info equals info. Then I guess I don't have to give him the ID, because it will all be in your agent info. Okay. There. Anything else? Enemy dot agent info. Soaking power. Final final int distance equals location dot distance enemy dot location. Damage. Yeah. And here I have to do something, and I say return protection times damage. And I assume it will be a floor. I will just use regular int casting then. This, by the way, is an int, so probably if I do it like this now. Nope, he's upcast still. Okay. Okay, anyway, let's finish this part here where I say new agent info. No, that's just info. Here as well. Why is that? Because actually, technically, I only need to know this up front. And then I say if my agent is present, and I say my active agents. And then I do here. And then I can just take this and put it here. It's not the nicest. Okay. That's how it will be then. I could do it differently. Instead of just having two lists, I could do a map from an integer to agent info, and then always have to check and filter and whatever. Or I could, there are many other things I could do, but I don't care. Well, I kind of do care because it's about clean codes, but the whole way this also works with like you get updates about everything the entire time is, yeah, that's not how you would write your own system, your own code. Of course, you would not always have to read in your status again. You would keep track of everything yourself. Cover location doesn't matter. Command target dot info agent ID. Okay, and so with this being the case, I have to say if distance is larger than enemy.info optimal range. There was something with 2 times, I know, 2 times damage equals enemy.info. I'm gonna call this actually, again, this is something you would typically do, and like you might be tempted to do it, but actually, if you think about it, why not just let the agent tell me? Where's my agent? If I just tell the agent, wettest, that's a static one. I'm gonna do it above the static one. I say public int get damage dealt at final int distance. Then I can say here if distance is larger than 2 times info dot optimal range. Oh my god. Return info dot soaking power times 0.5. Honestly, I don't remember anymore, and that's a problem. I can't find it. Else, if distance is larger than info dot optimal range, then it is return info dot soaking power times. I think it was something else. I think it were different numbers. Else return info dot soaking power. And here actually, and if you really want to do it, you actually can even do it. You can say private double get damage factor final int distance. And what does this do? It's even simpler. It doesn't take into account your soaking power. This is just as simple as this. And this is something you might even extract. And then the damage dealt is just return info dot soaking power times get damage factor for this distance. And then you do int and it becomes very straightforward all of a sudden. The damage dealt is your soaking power times your damage factor, and your damage factor depends on your distance. Only in your distance. And well, of course, your optimal range. So it kind of does depend a bit on you. So what we can do here, we can say damage equals enemy dot get damage dealt at this distance. The protection you get does depend on the whole map and the whole situation, the location. The damage, the protection you get, the damage you deal, only really depends, or like how much damage you would actually really deal. Well, of course, the actual damage you deal depends on protection as well, and that's why it's here. But how much damage you can potentially deal over this distance is as simple as this. And so then I have protection rate, which I still need. This is then actually deprecated. Instead, I should use private double or private int get wait, what? No, get protection rate is still useful because my protection rate determines where I'm gonna move to, no? Yes, so my protection rate is still useful, but then I have to say, what was it here? Protection, get best targets, yes. My best target is not anymore get protection rate, get damage taken. My best target is get the damage taken target. That's not looking at target, I assume. Get damage taken. Is that correct? Is it get damage taken? Enemy, get damage dealt, distance. I get the protection from the enemy and wait. Get damage dealt. Okay, so get damage taken calculates how much damage you will take from an enemy at a specific location. So okay, so you get the protection rate at your location compared to the enemy. Then of course you calculate your distance to the enemy, and then you see how much the damage the enemy can deal. Okay, so get damage taken. Then here, finding best target for agent, what do? I say int damage dealt. Max damage dealt agent. So I go look for all my agents and I see how much damage dealt or damage taken. Yeah, I'll damage take token taken. Damage dealt. Okay, if damage taken is larger than max damage dealt, I'm gonna call it max damage dealt to keep consistent with some of the other things. If the damage he takes is larger than the damage I've dealt before, why do I have to give? Oh, this is also just location, yes. Then why was it before that it was? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Has protection of known targets. Takes a total damage off. Or takes damage off damage taken. Damage taken is larger than damage dealt. What do I say? Min protection rate? No. I say max damage dealt equals damage taken. Is a bit weird that I here call it taken and dealt. and here my max damage dealt agent becomes my target max damage dealt agent. Why is this wrong? Because it's a double. Okay. No, actually this is an int. I just wrote it wrong. I did not convert this yet. So this is definitely an int. Play my code. So now hopefully we will actually shoot the best target, as in the target we can deal the most damage to. Did it actually do something? What? Null pointer exception. Cannot read info because parameter 2 is null. Add commands. So I have an agent without info. That is kind of impossible because my active, god damn it, enemy active agents. Now that's what happens if you copy and paste. Does that mean that actually my enemy active agents should have been clear and empty? So how can this take turn and actually return something? Because this should, yes, my target agent will probably just be null. Yes, okay, now it should be fine. Should also not the, then this is an empty list, yes. Okay, I still fail, apparently. Yeah, can you please not? He shoots him. Why does he shoot him? Okay, let's see. So agent 1, finding the target for agent 1. Target 3 takes damage of 37. That's okay. 4 takes 25. How can he take more damage? What? That already doesn't make any sense. This is already wrong. Then you have number 5, who is, of course, because my protection rate is the other way around. Right? I should one minus get protection rate, get damage taken. I say protection, and I say, oh, if you have a protection of 0, it should be full damage. In here, my damage dealt, yeah, so I have to do 1 minus. Okay, so this is something you would very easily have checked or seen also with a unit test. So now I win objective complete because you can clearly see, if you go back one step, you have agent 1 and he says, okay, target 3, well, he takes 50 damage, which is the full damage I can do. I can do full damage on him. Yeah, agent 4 is protected, so he only gets 12. Agent 5, but he's further away, so he takes 37. Same for 6. For my agent 2, you can see he also deals, he still 37 because of distance to agent 3, 37 to agent 4 because of distance, and then agent 5, who is not covered, gets 50, and agent 6 takes 12 because of damage. The get damage dealt is some logic I have to look into, and that will actually fix my code to really fix everything. That doesn't really matter. Where is it? I'm gonna add a to-do to it. To-do find correct values, and then I say test in the arena. How do I submit it? Because I made a change, so I think like, oh, you didn't test your code without your final changes. I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. Okay, so apparently I'm still losing. Let's see. Yes, that's probably because my values are wrong. So instead of saying this is, I think this was half damage, and this one is like 2.5 damage. Test again. Yes, I don't care. That's the only thing I should really figure out. What the distance is, the distances I need. Now it's not much better. Let's see. He still prefers to shoot that one. Doesn't make any sense because he has a damage factor of what, 0.25. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? No, I think he only takes a distance of 1 time, so half damage. And since he has higher cover, so actually, honestly, I think I'm probably more correct than actually the game. I think I would deal more damage too. But then the question is, why? That's a good question. Why does he now choose this one? He has low cover. He has no cover. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Should this not be? I'm gonna add my debugging statements again. So I'm just gonna undo some things. And then I'm gonna say test in the arena. And then I'm gonna see the one that I fail. So why does he prefer that one? Okay, so let's get these parameters, yes. And in the meantime, I am going to the Codin Game. (2025) rules, not really rules, but okay, let's go back one. Find the best target for Agent 1. Agent 1, he says 3, he takes 12 damage. He thinks he only takes 12 damage because of probably of the down protection, which which we now have learned is foolishly not true. It is only 1, 2. Actually, is it not true? I am 1. So this would be if no protection. Here you are covered from, but anything beyond that, I think you are no longer covered. Yes. Okay, so I think my get protection rate is also wrong because this one was not clearly. I mean, here it says come from the opposite side of the cover tile. So I indeed also thought it would just go beyond it. So xdiff. So I guess I'm going to enemy on the left of me with one space in between. And then xdiff is smaller than. So what should it be? I said it's 1, so he stands here. But as soon as he's too far away, I also don't have to check because the protection will be 0. So that's this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. Enemy is on my left, so I'm standing here. And then I say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 4. No, it's smaller than 5. Because if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't have to check anymore, so it has to be smaller than 5. It's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. And xdiff is smaller than minus 5. No, larger than. No, smaller. No, larger. Larger than minus 5. And ydiff is smaller than 5, and ydiff is larger than minus 5. So I think this will now take into account the full calculation, as in like, okay, you should be between these areas. I'm not sure, I haven't really thought about it very well, because I also want to see the actual rules. You think ChatGPT would know? What? Okay, it still fails. Why is that? Let's see my coding. It says target 3 takes 25 damage. That's half my damage, and I think correct. You have the box. One. He's still gonna shoot 6 because he's better positioned for it. But here's the box. You have the box. You have 1, 2. Let me see. Yeah. You have the box. You have 3. So you have these 3. No damage done, and then you have 1 more. Yes. So you have 3, 1 more, and 3 deep, right? 3 deep. Box 3. Yes. So it's this grid. So it's correct. He would only deal 25 damage. 37. He deals 37 damage. Why? Because of just that's how it is, I guess. So this actually is more correct. Same from Agent 3. For him, it is better to shoot at 3 because he's not being covered. I mean, like, he's not being covered. Just shoot him. Yeah. But it might be that they have done it in such a way that technically I shouldn't shoot him because the damage I deal will be less. I mean, like, because he is being covered for like 50%, so I would deal 25 to him. But at the moment, I think, where am I with my damage taken? So now damage dealt, I think it's like 75. If it is 50 or less, then it will be, well, it will not be different because I mean, like, he has a soaking power optimal range of 6, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 100%. This would be 50. So it might still shoot him because it's the exact same level, it's the exact same number. Let's see. This is completely not correct. This seems to be yeah, I can't really find it, which is really annoying because this is messing up. I mean, as I said, in this case, they do have covers. It would actually be better. Okay, yeah, ChatGPT, you're fully shit, you can't help me. So I probably have to go look for it myself. Oh, damn, coding game damage dealt based on distance. Coding game summer 2025. If only I could see. Only I could see the full rules again. Oh, that would be so fun. If only they actually had it somewhere. Why would you not even have it somewhere? That's what I don't understand. Now it's explaining me cover, and I'm like, okay, how can I go back to the... Wait, click to expand game protocol. Download as PDF. Apparently there's also like a hunker down. This becomes way more difficult, way more complex. And that's where the actual graph comes into play. I don't think we'll have time to do it on this game because we only have 1 day, 1 hour left. So I don't think I have time. But I can show it to you I can show it in a different challenge. I can't even download the PDF. What the hell? Why is it? It's actually crashing my browser. Okay, I'm gonna try doing it here because then I don't have two things open. So I was hoping it would be in here, in the actual game protocol or whatever. But here is just input for 1 turn, output for 1 turn. It doesn't explain it. So I was hoping that if I would say download this PDF, it would actually give me a PDF with all rules and all things. But this just seems to completely crash. I don't understand why downloading a PDF is so difficult, but it seems to be. So the problem is I can't figure this one out. So I'm going to stop this and I'm just going to cheat. And now, of course, my browser is jammed, I guess. So I am just going to cheat in that sense that I am simply going to say, well, you know what, the damage taken at here. I'm not going to say 0.5, I'm going to say 0.4, and I'm going to say 0.1. Because I'm pretty sure if I play this now, I will win. Because there is such a huge penalty for distance. I don't know which one it actually is. But hey, if that's what the game wants. And there is still one where I lose, apparently. Send it to me. Okay, so I'm going to look at this one and then I will figure it out what it is. This is the one I lose, right? Yes, okay. So, what happens? Target 1 says he's going to shoot 5. Excuse me, I was still looking at my... Okay, apparently you don't have to win all of it. Throwing splash bomb. Your agents can now run and gun behind cover in this league. Throw splash bombs enemies don't mess around. Agents will sometimes start the game with a number of splash bombs. Okay, but this doesn't matter anymore because I'm gonna end it here. I assume that this is indeed where you this is actually where you might want to start advancing like your actions. Yes, okay, I can already see, like, for instance, here it would be like, okay, I shoot him. Why? Because he probably has the, if you see my output, he's calculating for each agent how much damage he can actually deal. And it's like, well, most of them take basically no damage. Why? Because one, you have distance. Second, you have the protection, they're well protected. But then if you throw a bomb here, you would deal damage probably to all of them. If you throw a bomb here, yeah, to all of those. So you would definitely want to, oh, I have another agent in here. He may also want to throw a bomb in there. I'm not so sure. Maybe he wants to shoot. But so then it comes basically down to like, what is the best shooting one of these people, one of these enemies, or just throwing a bomb. And of course, yeah, your score would then be how much damage you actually deal, which in this case would be at most 10. I think I've seen 10. Agent ID 2 cannot shoot ID 4, they are too far away. I want to shoot number 4. Who's number 4? Number 4 is somewhere here. 4. Yeah, because he also deals 1 damage. Okay, so he would deal 1 damage. Apparently, there's a hard limit on how far you can shoot. That's also something I did not know. But so there you give a score and you say, okay, moving, does moving give you a score? Well, moving into protection would give you a score, and then throwing the bomb. So I would not stick to only one. I would consider both. But yeah, then you have a graph, first moving and then doing an action, and that's 1 turn. And you could end after 1 turn to see which one gave you the highest score. That's easy. You could go a bit further as well, but that would take longer. So exploring all of this, you would say like, well, throwing a bomb, grenades here, like, you know. And then of course you could make it smarter, as in like, well, you don't have to figure out whether if you could say like, okay, well, I'm gonna try to recognize patterns, enemies that are grouped together, but that's I wouldn't do that immediately. So anyway, that's it gonna be for this game. We're not gonna be able to see it again because it will end. So I've reached to 1 league. And in the end, I mean, it would help if it actually would have, if I would have known there would be so many things, because then I probably would have written like some algorithm, tree algorithm from the start. But as I said, I can show it with other games. I think I have. I thought I already had one that I started. Can I see it somewhere? Nothing. I thought. Okay, maybe you can just keep playing the game as well. Here, this is one I started the Fall Challenge 2020, where I'm also in the Wood League 1. It's a bit different. It's also a very interesting one. And this also is like, what was it? I think I started again with like the optimal for 1. Yes. So I think I have like also here like a very advanced stuff, and a lot of other things. But in the end, this also just becomes, or I should convert this. Probably should start this completely over if we want to see this into a tree algorithm. But if we can just continue our other one, then maybe I will just keep doing that one. The problem is I don't see Code of Zombies. Oh, yeah, that's also one. I can't see really my puzzles, I think, which makes it a bit difficult to multi-clash of code, no bot programming. Not bot programming. Okay, so they're under bot programming. Okay, so the path bot racing, I'm already a bit further, but I think that's also a. Maybe I can look into that one as well. So we'll see if it ends up in here. We might continue with next week, and then I will convert it into like a tree algorithm. If not, maybe I will explain. Maybe we'll look into another one. Okay, see you guys next time. Bye.